this was a book that generally actually was one of my first books that I read, I guess geared towards being a business owner and really showing me, okay, this is how you do it. This is the foundation of going out and actually making money. I think at this point in my life, which I think was about roughly around like 18, 19, I want to say, my brother had sent me the book, and just to be quite frank, honest, I was lost, growing up my adolescent years in Chicago on the South Side, but trying to figure out, okay, what's the best way I go making some money? Because I always had the ambition just to know the know-how of this was the best way of doing it. Because in my environment, it was mostly what you think you would see, coming from the South Side of Chicago. You know what you see in the streets or in the urban environment, whereas though it's low income and just illegal activities that surround a neighborhood or a community. So, like I said, I'm always thankful for my brother because he had went off to the service and he had sent it to me in the mail. And I think it was on a Saturday, if I'm correct, that I opened it up and was on my way to playing basketball, which was my passion at the time. And hey, before you know it, I'm sitting there reading the book as well as though I just got it out the wrapping, and I put basketball on hold for about an hour or two or however long it took me to finish the book, and enjoyed it, read it straight through. One of the first books that I actually read straight through. So just tells you how much that I loved it and how much it just coincided with what I was doing. So some of the points that I go through was 8 of them, which really stood out to me. And the first one was that the financially free do not work for money. Excuse me, the time that they have, or anybody have time, that's what's most important to them. They want to be able to go do what they want to do, enjoy that time with their family, with their friends, go and have vacations. Well, it's not really vacations when you're a business owner, it's business trips, but they want to be able to enjoy that time, really have great memories, build the great memories, be able to fund that lifestyle and just enjoy the time, here while we're here, because we're only here for a certain amount of time. So family, friends, and just doing what it is they've been dreaming about their lifetime and taking care of opportunities that come across, be in position to do it and do it in a great mindset too, because mindset is everything when you're building wealth, business, trying to become rich, whatever the case may be. But yeah, just separating themselves from trying to chase a dollar, building systems, not buildings, excuse me, businesses or organizations that will acquire the money for them, shall we say. So that's point number one. Just the financially free, they don't work for money. Point number two, the financially free work for financial literacy. It rhymed. So the financial world is so many aspects to it, so many different topics. So real estate was one of the first, let's say, business ventures that I got into. And real estate is broad itself, so being a buy and hold investor, what I started out with, just that particular segment of real estate. It's so much to understand if you're going to be successful. So with the business world, and which fits inside the financial, world itself, if I'm saying that correct, don't hold me to a T, but you need to know what's going on. Plain and simple. You need to know what's going on. And when you know what's going on, you put yourself in a position as though you can use your money better. Obviously, so let's say credit per se. If I know I should be watching the finance rate, the APR, whatever you want to call it, that a lender is trying to get me to sign a contract on to accept, going back to that, that APR, I know I shouldn't be going for a crazy number. I should be within the average or the norm. I should know something before I go inside this car dealership or whatever the case may be, furniture store, that I'm going to acquire this product, and know that, hey, don't get ripped off. And the only way I'm going to know that I'm not getting ripped off if I come up in that situation financially educated. So, again, the financially free work for financial literacy. And which moves into point number 3, to become financially free, you have to mind your own business. So, as point number 2, what we were saying, in the financial world, you need to know what's going on. And point number 3, when you know what's going on and you steady searching for that knowledge, you're improving yourself. So you want to always try to improve yourself. Always try to see what it is you can do that'll add more value to yourself. You can't focus on others. It's not going to do nothing for you unless you're studying somebody to see what it is you can take for what it is they're doing so you can apply it to your life. Then it's okay. But other than that, you want to focus all your energy on you. How can you make yourself better? How can you make yourself more valuable so you can give value and reap your reward, which I'm taking is going to be currency that you're looking for, which is, money. So to become financially free, you have to mind your own business. Point number 4, the financially free, study taxes and the power of corporations. So when you go to file your taxes, most people, you're going to file either as an employee or you're going to file as a business owner. And as I'm sure you're aware of, the rate that you're going to pay as an employee filing your taxes is going to be considerably more than what a business owner is going to be charged. And I'm not a CPA, so I can't go into too much into taxes, but get with a CPA or do your research, or get with a professional that can talk more on this particular point, because you definitely do not want to be in the employee zone when it comes to filing your taxes and all the extra money that goes along with it that you're going to be paying out of pocket for being an employee. It's just not worth it. So the financially free, study taxes and the power of corporations and how to benefit from that. That's point number 4. Point number 5, the financially free invent money. So they're not trying to work a second job, or which was which point was that? Point number 1. The financially free don't work for money. So again, the financially free, they're not going to work another job. No, they're going to invent some money. So they're going to create a product, or they're going to create a service. They're going to do something as well as though more money can come in, i.e. stream of income. That's how the rich become richer, because they're steady building, creating, structuring, whatever you want to call, new income streams or new revenues that is going to build money. And so I think it's 7 income streams that most millionaires have. So just think if you have 10, 15, whatever the case may be, 1,000, million maybe, you'd be doing pretty good, wouldn't you? As opposed to if you only have 1 income stream or 2, something happens, you may be in a bad position. So financially free, they invent money. They create products and services which produce streams of income. That's how the rich become richer. Point number 5, that was. Point number 6, to become financially free, work to learn. Don't work for money. So how we say, always try to improve yourself. And when I think about this point, work to learn, don't work for money, someone that I look at, and over the years since a child, one of the people that how did this person get here was Puff Daddy. Love the hip hop culture. I'm a part of it myself. So something in his story was that he interned. He worked for, I don't know how long it was. I don't know if it was a couple weeks, couple months. It wasn't that long, but he worked at was it Uptown Records? But you could do the research. But he worked for a certain record company for free, and he says this: "Hey, I needed to know the small things so I could do the big things. So I needed to be around the opportunity that would afford me that capability of going to do that endeavor or accomplish that goal. And the best way to do that with anybody, if you offer your services for free. See, when you offer your services for free, it's hard for people to turn you down because you're doing it for free. As opposed to if you were charging money, well, maybe I can afford you. Probably not gonna reach my bottom line if I take you on. But if you're gonna do something for free, hey, I can make use of you. So Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, he realized that, and he gives a lot of his success for taking advantage of, volunteering, interning, whatever you want to call it, working for free. That's what I call it. But to become financially free, you have to work to learn. Don't work for money. Point number 7, have a purpose. Have a why. It got to be a why you're doing all this. Like it's a reason. And your why is going to be one of the few things that's stronger than the money that, whenever you get it, however you feel, when you get all this money that I know you're going to get one day, or whatever it is that you're after, that why it was holds all of it together. Excuse me. It's the reason. Because sometimes you might get tired physically, mentally, whatever the case may be, but to get you to that next level, to that next goal, for it to be completed, you're going to have to reason why you're doing all this. Or remember, you're going to have to remember why you're doing all this. So, your purpose. You gotta know it. Point number 8. Be in control of your emotions. As simple as it says. So, if you can't manage your emotions, how to say it's go, and I believe it, 9 times out of 10, you probably can't manage your money either. Because you're emotionally tied to your money. And as a business owner, investor, that's always a no-no. Because we already know as a business owner and as an investor, whatever market high goes up and down, and you got to have some emotional stability to be okay with what's going on and know, hey, it's not going to be like this always. It's going to get better. So, be in control of your emotions is very important. So, going back through the points, point number one, the financially free, do not work for money. Point number 2, the financially free work for financial literacy. Point number 3, to become financially free, you have to mind your own business. You got to improve yourself. You can't focus on others. Point number 4, the financially free, study taxes and the power of corporations. Point number 5, the financially free, invent money to create products and services. Point number 6, to become financially free, maybe you may have to work to learn. That's a great strategy. But don't work for money. Work to learn. Know that's why you're doing what you're doing. It's an end purpose when you're working for as an employee or, at a job, the case may be. Point number 7, have a purpose. That why is everything. That's why you're doing what you're doing. When times get tough, your why pull you through. Point number 8, be in control of your emotions. Like I said, if you can't manage your emotions, you can't manage your money. And to close it off, like I said earlier, to begin with, this is one of the first books that I read when I was about 18, 19 years old, and really put me on the right, I don't know if I want to say roadmap or, whatever the case may be, put me in the right direction to be able to start acquiring assets and building wealth and taking my family and showing my friends and their family and everyone that was important to me and around me, okay, this is what you do, you all. This is the game plan. Read this book. It'll help show you a way. Hope you liked it. Wishing you success.